Yo, how's it going everybody? Chadley here, and in today's video, we're going to be ranking all 4 Vault Hunters from worst to best. I have air quotes around worst because right now, there's really no bad character in Borderlands 3. All the characters can do all content solo with ease, but definitely some have easier times than others. But the main reason why I wanted to make this video is because today, Flak and Amara's skill trees were shown off, and the new ones are looking pretty nuts, and I just wanted to rank these Vault Hunters before all of these new skill trees are added in a couple weeks. That way, in a couple months after all the new skill trees and all the new items and everything are all settled in, we will have a better understanding the change of these Vault Hunters between before and after the skill trees. And as always, these are just my personal opinions on the characters. If you guys have differing opinions, definitely let me know down in the comments down below. So with these rankings, I'm basically just taking into account how fun the characters are to play, their diversity, and just overall how effective they are at playing the highest difficulty in the game. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the character that I think is struggling the most at the current time of recording this video. And to me, that is Zane. He has a very tough time doing anything out of kind of his couple builds, usually revolving around Seeing Dead. It's very hard to use any other class mod on Zane super effectively. You can do it, but it's not going to come close to what you can do with Seeing Dead. He has received some buffs recently, especially to like his green tree and stuff like that. And they were helpful, but just not enough. Some of his class mods were also buffed, but none of it brought it close to what Seeing Dead can provide. Also, his damage output is super inconsistent as it's all based around movement speed and gun damage. He just has an overload of gun damage. He needs some damage in different sources. And depending on what map you're playing on, it's hard to get that full damage output. If you're playing on a small enclosed map, it's pretty hard to go full speed and get that full damage output. And basically the way of getting as much damage as possible out of Zane is just letting your clone and sometimes even your drone do all the work. Those seem to be doing a lot more with mayhem scaling, and it just kind of sucks that with Zane, you just kind of have to stand by and watch your clone do all the work. Which, to note, the clone definitely puts out a ton of damage. It is very, very good at bosses and just everything. But to me, that's a little boring and is just another reason why Zane is a little bit lower on my list. Now, moving on to our third spot, I'm going to have to give this to Amara. Now, I know some of you guys think Amara is the most broken character in the game. While this is true, but this is only regarding Ties That Bind, Indiscriminate, and Remnant. Without those 3 skills, Amara is in desperate need of some buffs. She has basically no damage, especially like single target damage. Now, I know with some face puncher stuff, she can definitely have some crazy single target damage, but that's also just the face puncher being the face puncher. I'm not taking any sort of face puncher builds into account with this list. That gun is just absolutely broken, and it can be abused in so many ways that I think it'd be very unfair to take that weapon into account when making this list. Now, from what I have seen today with her new skill tree, this is definitely going to change and is just a prime example of why I wanted to make this video, so you guys can see just how drastically different these characters end up being after the new skill trees are fully released. But now, moving on to our number 2 spot, it is going to have to go to Flak. Flak is just above and beyond the best overall damage dealer in the entire game. The amount of build diversity for Flak is just absolutely insane. You can do just full out gun builds, but you can also do builds where you do not shoot your gun at all and you just let slams or messy breakup drones, basically whatever, do all of the damage for you. And now with the Hunter Seeker buff, it's just absolutely insane the stuff you can do on Flak. Now, there is a slight learning curve with Flak. You cannot play Flak like all of the other characters where you can just run in the middle of all the enemies, get some lifesteal, and just continue on your way. Also, going down in this game on Flak means absolutely nothing because his damage output is so high. You guys are going to have zero issue getting back up. Half the time when you do go down as Flak, you get a second win before you're even allowed to shoot your weapon, as something else ends up killing an enemy that you are doing, whether that's grenades, a Nova Shield, whatever. It's seriously kind of a buff because there's a Guardian rank skill that automatically reloads your weapons and all this good stuff, and it's just really not a big deal at all. I'm not sure why that became a thing in this game where going down is the same thing as completely dying and restarting the content that you were on. So once you guys get that out of your heads, I think you guys will see more of a reason why Flak is in our number 2 spot. Now, finally, for our number 1 spot, there's only one choice left, and that is Mohs. She is just so incredibly powerful with Skag Den, Short Fuse, and just overall, her skill trees are feeling really, really good right now. You can do a wide balance of blue and green and blue and red, depending on what kind of build you are going for. Really, the only downside right now is that you kind of have to go into blue tree to get the full power of Mohs and also use a splash weapon, but that's also her thing, so that's not too much of a knock to me. So not only is Mohs herself incredibly powerful, Iron Bear is just ludicrously powerful, especially when you guys are using like a Rocketeer with Skag Den and stuff like that. You guys can go ahead and just get out of Iron Bear and let Auto Bear do all the work. It makes the Guardian takedown a breeze. It's actually really hard to fail the Guardian takedown when using a Rocketeer Auto Bear build, because if you hop into Daka Bear, you can just sit on the plate in Iron Bear and just automatically complete it. It does not count as enemies stopping the progress when you're in Daka Bear for whatever reason. And there's just so many really good uses for Auto Bear, and a lot of the things that boost it are just 1-point skills. So just overall, this Auto Bear and Iron Bear combo is just disgusting, and it's super easy to boost, along with still dealing a ton of damage as Mohs herself. And then not to mention, once you guys break into Mayhem, you can just go ahead and jump from Mayhem 0 to Mayhem 10 and just hop into Iron Bear and let that kill everything for you, because it's just automatically going to scale to whatever Mayhem you are on. So even if you don't have any gear, just go ahead, jump to Mayhem 10, go into Iron Bear, use that to farm for your gear, and then that way you can have Mohs and Iron Bear going in tandem. I'm really excited to see how she can be made even more powerful with her new purple tree coming and mini cub Iron Bear. I think it's going to be absolutely ridiculous, the new stuff we're going to be able to do on Mohs, and I'm really excited to see how this ends up playing out and balancing against all the other Vault Hunters once that DLC is out in a couple weeks. Yeah, guys, that's basically how I would rank the 4 Vault Hunters at the current state of the game here in mid to late October. If you guys have any questions on why I ranked them how I did, make sure you guys leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to talk about this a little bit more. But like I said at the start of the video, no character is bad right now. All of them can do all content in the game with ease given the right builds. Just some have easier times than others. Hopefully you're excited as I am to see how things are going to change once the new skill trees and DLC, all that good stuff, drops in a couple weeks. Then hopefully come December, once we find the in and outs of the new skill trees and class mods, all that good stuff, we'll be able to make an updated ranking of our 4 Vault Hunters and see how they changed in just 2 short months. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up on it to let me know. Also consider subscribing for more Borderlands content. Also, we stream basically every single night right around 8 p.m. Eastern time over on Twitch. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys over there. But I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya.